started the night just with the base layer and my trousers, so virtually nothing. I did not have the sleep liner. I want to mention that I did not use the sleep liner. The reason is because I didn't think it was going to be cold enough. So by not using the sleeping liner, actually what's actually happening when you've got the base layer, you have no insulation on, which means that your body generates a lot of heat and releases it through the system. That is good in a sense that it actually warms the room very quickly. Obviously that does generate a lot of moisture. So if you enclose the system entirely, you can't really stay like this for too long, because ultimately it will generate condensation in the system. So you need to vent that moisture out a little bit. So I did open the zip a little bit, and it's kind of trying to find what really works for you. The more you open the zip, the more ventilation you get. Obviously the colder it gets. So the zip is quite effective at venting all the moisture out. So again, there is quite a lot of freedom of movement around here. You can just turn your head on one side or another. You can kind of like raise yourself up, look around, so it's actually pretty good. So in the morning, you just pull on the zip underneath, open top, and then from there, it's been well designed because the pad extends all the way to the middle of the tent, which allows you to essentially sleep, sit on the actual mattress itself. And of course, I'm very tall, so it's a little bit of a squeeze, but once you are in position, the bottom is warm, which is nice. Always nice to have the bottom warm. And then that's it. My head is my head is kind of sitting at the maximum point, so I'm not touching, and neither is my back. So I've got a little bit of room to operate as a person here. It is a one-man tent, like, you know. I mean, of course, you could probably try to squeeze a second person in here, but it would be extremely uncomfortable. You've got your bag here. You know, that's a 65 liters rucksack. It's got plenty of space to store it. Got all my camera equipment here, all my layers. There's still a bit of space here to operate. Again, I'm 6'4", so I'm very tall. Here are my boots as well. I stored right at the end. There's a couple of pockets here. There's another pocket there. There's the door of the inner tent, which you can wrap up like this. And then that's so you have a little bit of a porch as well, which actually is quite nice. That is actually just about enough space for you to be able to cook, which really is quite good. So let's. The zip is frozen up a little bit overnight. Why not? Here's the view. God, it is cold. It is cold this morning. Very cold. Keep that shot for the minute. I'm gonna get dressed and come out. The other thing I wanted to mention was that the tent actually did really well in the wind. It was quite windy last night, even though we came up with snow protection. So the tent really didn't move very much. Certainly the sleep shell was very, very sturdy, which is kind of what I expected because it's very low profiled. The tent itself moved a little bit like a normal solid tent would move, but obviously nothing of a concern at all. So I'm just kind of trying to dress up to show you, how practically that is done. Again, being very tall, I don't think anybody else would have any more trouble to dress up than I do. So it's always nice to have a separate over trousers for walking, cutting the wind off. And what actually that does as well is up. So that's on. So really, not a bother at all to get dressed. Yeah. So the over trousers actually generate like a space in between your trousers and your the actual waterproof trousers. So it creates a thin layer of air which warms up a little bit enough to keep you warm. Alright, now so note to a good old winter cap when it's cold out there. A bit awkward to put on, so best to roll them up entirely to their end before you put them on. Makes it a bit easier to put on. Right. So I hope that all this has given you a good field test overview. And that it might motivate you to maybe try a Polarmond. It is an investment when you start. It feels like a big cost, but again, remember, you buy a Polarmond, that's all you have to buy. There's no need to buy a sleeping bag. There's no need to buy a mattress. It's an all-in-one sleep system, so there's everything in with it. So I appreciate most of you will already have all this. However, at some point equipment does need to be replaced, and at that time it might be a good idea to think about maybe trying something a bit different. It is different, and that's what I like about it. You know, I've been using various tents over the years, and I love my tents, all of them, absolutely all of them to bits. They give you different features, and I think this is a model that gives you different advantages clearly than a standard traditional tent, and it's worth trying really. Also, it can be used in the UK very easily. It's very strong in the wind, being so well profiled, so that's good. And yeah, overall it's a great tent, very unique and different. And believe me as well, you know, when you have that up in the hill, you will definitely not be left on your own. You know, people will come and have a look at it. It is quite a nice topic to have some conversation from people passing by, because it looks so different. You know, looking at this again, I just think, wow, that looks like something that came out of a, I don't know, science fiction film or something. It is awesome looking.